Hi, today in this video we are going to be discussing how to do put request in Express.js, how you are going to edit existing data in your backend. So whenever you're having a list of data, definitely you can be able to add a new data, delete the data, or maybe edit it, and maybe you can get it. So in our previous video we discussed about how you can delete an item from the list of an array, and today in this video you are going to be learning how you are going to edit it. So let me comment this code out, and this is the code from the previous video, so I believe you will be able to have it now. So delete request to a book. So and then I'm just going to head over to create a new one. Let me just comment it out and set put request and then comma to edit. Yeah, the put request is for editing a book, and you can't just edit all the books together. You can just edit a single one, just like the delete request, whereby you can only delete one book one by one. So I believe that's it. Let's just keep on adding the function app.put. This is going to be put method because we are actually editing a book, not deleting it. And then I'm going to just open the bracket as usual, and inside the bracket we are going to be having a quote, and then I'm going to pass in the the URL of how to edit the book /id:/id. So that means the book we are going to be editing, we need to pass in the ID of the book before it gets edited. So we have another callback function with request and response as a parameter, and then we have this arrow function, and that's all. This is the syntax we are going to use. Now is the point where we need to write the functionality. So now let's go get the ID and then store it as something like, okay, book ID is going to be equals to pass into. So we make sure whenever an ID is passed into the URL, it's converted to a number. So request.params.id. So this pass int is forcing the ID on the URL to be exactly a number, because probably it's going to be in a form of in a form of string. Okay, now let's destructure this name. Definitely on a book we have ID and name, and that's the only name possibly for us to be able to edit. So it's going to be coming from the request.body. So a name is going to be coming from request.body. So now let's find the book, and let me comment this out. This is supposed to be a comment message. Okay, that's great. Let's write a simple function to a simple syntax to find the book. Okay, cost book should be equals to book.books.find. So it's going to go check every books that are out there and then find, and then now it's going to get all of them, and we can call each one of them a book. For each book, now make sure the book .id. So for each book found there, make sure the book.id equals the one we are searching for. That means the one we pass up there into the parameter. So this is a simple syntax to find a book. And now let's check if the book is really found. So because we might pass in a number that doesn't even exist, so let's make sure the book is found. Check if book found. Yeah, let me comment this out. This a comment, not a syntax. So now what are we going to do? We just do if statement, if not book, as simple as that. So if a book is not found, what do we want to do? We want to just return a response.status of 404. Return a response.status status of 404. That means something not found. Whenever you see 404, make sure it is a code for something not found. Now we can just set a JSON message. What's going to be the error? We are going to just pass in error of book not found, and I think that will be fine for now. So if no book is found, maybe I pass in a number that doesn't even exist in my array. So in my request parameter, it's going to tell me yes, book not found. So now the next thing is to make sure we update the name of the book if the book is really found. So let's say we pass in correct ID. So that means it should just update the book name. So book.name should be equals to name, which is the new name I'm passing through the request of body. I believe that's simple. Now let's make sure we send a status, response status, that will make sure that something is right. So response to status should be 200. That means successful. And then .json. And we just want to send some JSON message, and the message is going to be probably book updated, and that's fine for now. When we say book updated, and let me put in exclamation mark. Yes, I think that's cool for now. And then let's clear our terminal and let's run our project using node app.js, and that's fine. And I believe, yes, we have app listening on port 5000. That means application is running perfectly, so it doesn't break. So now let's go to our Postman and then let's check it out. So I'm copying this for the delete request, now pasting it in another page, and then I will change this to put request because this is a put request. Let's change the ID a bit to maybe ID of 2. It doesn't really matter, you can change the ID of number 3 because we still have list of book that up to 3 up there. So we have ID 1, ID 2, and ID 3. So you can choose any ID you want. So I decided to choose the ID 2 to edit it. So let's go to body and then to raw, and then let's pass in the curly braces. What do we want to change? That's the name. We can change the name. So I'm going to now do quotes, name, now another colon of quotes, and I'm going to change it to any name I want. All wise men. I think that's fine for now. I just put in any name I like, so that's the name I want to really change the book to now. So let me send it, and then you can see it's going. Oops, I think it should be done by now. Let's see. Oh, something might have been wrong. So I think this loading is taking too much. Let's be sincere. So now what we are going to do is we are going to go check the code, and I believe finding out this is going to be the problem. We refuse to invoke this function, so let's invoke it and save. And then let me close the terminal, or not close, let me off the terminal by doing Ctrl+C, and then let me start it again. And then let's send another request again now, and I believe by now everything's supposed to work as expected. So you can see our app is listening on port 5000, and let's send. Yes, I think that's working fine. You see, we have a message of book updated. That means our function is working perfectly, the put request function. So then what I want to do really now is instead of just sending a JSON message, I want it to send us the list of the books back. So we are going to see whether the name really changed. So let me say .send and then books. Now let me save and then Ctrl+C to stop the process, and then clear to make sure everything is clean, and node app.js again to start it again. So let's send it, and good, we have the list of our books, and I think that's fine. We can see our book 1 of ID 1 and ID 2, and the name of the book have been changed successfully to All Men Are Wise or something, All Wise Men. That's great. From the up you can see we have different name up here, but inside the list in our Postman we have another name from the name we changed it to.